All right, final day of the cruise.
Yeah.
And we're in St. Thomas.
Yep. And we're going on the underwater boss. So it's like the scuba thing that fits over your head and you drive it around, I guess. I don't know. We'll find out about
I think
it.
maybe you walk on the
No,
bottom?
you drive. It's a motorized, yeah.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Never done this before. So here's another new from us, a new activity.
Another new, yep.
Awesome.
And so then later today we're going to try out the Galaxy, that AI sort of place, and we're going to have dinner at Cagney's Steakhouse, and then do some entertainment. So that's our day 7, last day of Norwegian Viva.
It's going to be great.
So apparently that's Jeff Bezos' sail yacht. And then this is the boat we're going on for our Boss Scuba Adventure.
It was initially supposed to be kept up in Florida, I believe, but all the dock spaces weren't sufficient. So I guess this turned into his new home port. So it's been here for a few weeks. We've only seen it out in the water, I think, once. So it's sad to see a boat like that sitting on the dock. But you'll notice, you'd certainly reach a plateau in your life with a boat that nice, but you've got no place to land your helicopter. Whatever do you do? I'll tell you what you do. You go ahead and you buy another chase boat. So he's got another boat similar to these size boats. We will likely see it. It was just outside out in the harbor yesterday. There's a chase boat that travels with this boat, and that has the helicopter pad and all the other little small boats on it too. So don't worry, Jeff's doing okay. The dive shops still were able to raise up enough funds to have this boat, again, 200 feet long, worth of a big cargo ship. They picked that up, they brought it out here. They originally sank it in 90 feet of water. Now, for those of you who are paying accurate attention, I just said it was only in 55 feet of water. Aren't you guys good listeners? Well, you did not catch me in a lie, not about that anyway. It originally was sunk in 90 feet. You probably have seen this little part of the world on the news from time to time, especially during hurricane season, as for whatever reason, the hurricanes like to come right over St. Thomas. It's a fantastic place to visit, I guess. Last year we made it through relatively unscathed, but that has not always been the case. Since the 70s, I don't know what the number is, but since the 70s, it's fair to say this place has been hit numerous times with some pretty substantial direct hits. Now you can kind of get at least somewhat of a sample of what kind of power the ocean has, considering that this wreck, again, 200-foot boat, sitting under 90 feet of water. When those storms come in, even that water that deep, there's enough of a surge that over the course of the decades, it has rolled that shipwreck up the sandbar to where it sits now in 55 feet of water. So it gets way, way heavier than this out here. So I'm glad today is not that day. I do say, spoiler alert, it does not look like a perfect ship in a bottle anymore. As you can imagine, a few decades of rolling around on the sea bottom tends to beat your shipwreck up a bit. So it is in a couple of pieces down there. There is some twisted metal. That's kind of what gives it its cool shipwreck appeal. You can still see on the back of the boat the 2 main diesel engines, which I think are pretty cool. Now it's our intent when you guys get in the scooters, we're going to try to head right over that shipwreck. So as you're looking around at all the little fishies that are going to be chasing you, don't forget to look down. If we have turtles or stingrays in the area, most likely they're going to be zooming around the bottom. That's typically where they do like to live. And I'm almost positive that's where you're going to find the shipwreck because it don't float no more. So again, don't forget to look down. Don't get back on the boat and say, I missed the shipwreck. Look down every now and then. I promise it's down there.
and snorkel. They also do a snorkel, and it was really phenomenal. It was actually my favorite excursion of our
That was a lot of
cruise
fun.
so far. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we recommend it. It's something you should try when you're in St. Thomas.
Can we get 2 bushwhackers?
What?
Can we get 2
What?
Can we get 2 bushwhackers, please?
Favorite drink on the ship.
How do you like that?
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go! Great job, and for the winner, you will be receiving $10 million gift of
Rooms and shower. Okay, we just got out of a really cool show,
Amazing.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. And it was tops. The performers were Broadway quality. The singing was phenomenal. The stage, the scenery, the whole thing was just, the way it was put together was over the top. So,
Really enjoyed the show.
a great reason to come to the Norwegian Viva is the showing of Beetlejuice. Now, when you come here, you gotta actually come, the day you arrive to the ship, sit down and get your show times because it does sell out and you have to have a ticket in order to get in. It's not just come whenever you want to. So you have to have a reservation.
Don't miss out.
Yeah, don't miss out. So when you get to the ship, make your reservation and enjoy Beetlejuice.
We want to share with you what it really costs to go on a cruise.
So we just returned from the Norwegian Viva for 7 nights called the Caribbean Classic, and the results are in.
The Viva just came out in 2024.
And just be aware, new cruise ships always cost a little bit more. Ships that are older are usually less expensive, so don't be shocked by the prices. It's a little bit higher than what other ships or maybe what you've seen just because it's a brand new ship. There are always deals to be found, so if you subscribe, you'll start to learn some of our tips and tricks how to find a great deal. But on this one, we wanted to try a newer ship.
And Lisa, by the way, has become a pro at this.
Yeah. So as we said, the name of our cruise was called the Classic Caribbean.
We started in San Juan, Puerto Rico, went to Tortola, St. John's, Bridgetown, Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Martin, and St. Thomas.
And when I booked, I got a great deal with all drinks, gratuities, and an excursion credit of $250 included. So it may seem a little bit higher, but don't forget that this includes all your drinks, gratuities, and excursion credit of $250. And when I say all your drinks, we mean all of your, I think they call them classic drinks, not the high shelf premium drinks, but just the basics. And by the way, on that ship, we found a great drink called the Bushwhacker.
And boy, was it tasty.
We had quite a few of those.
You don't really know you're drinking when you drink one.
No, it's kind of like a
Frappuccino?
Yeah, it's like a Frappuccino with alcohol. So this cruise, as we booked it, with all the drinks and everything, was only $247 per person per night. Remember that if you're buying drink packages, those alone can sometimes cost you $89, $69 a day. So $247 per person with all that included, I thought was a pretty good deal. And this brought the total to $3,402 for the 7 nights for both of us.
As a recap, we did excursions in every place but Barbados.
When we travel, we like to take a lot of excursions. So in Tortola, we went on the Virgin Gorda Escape and went to see the beautiful beach and the natural boulder formations.
In St. John's, we went on an off-road buggy adventure.
Yeah, and in St. Lucia, that was the place where we took just an island tour. So they took us around the island to the botanical gardens and to a waterfall.
St. Martin was a lot of fun. I got Lisa on her
Yeah.
very first zip line.
Which was the highest and the longest in the Caribbean. And the tour was called the Aerial Sky Explorer Flying Dutchman, just so you know, in case you want to book it. It was a lot of fun. It was a little scary.
And in St. Thomas, we tried the Boss Underwater Adventure, which is interesting because it's underwater scooters.
Yeah, and I loved that. I thought that was really
I did
great.
too. It was different, very different.
But all these excursions were quite a bit of money, and even with the $250 credit came to $1,663. Yep, it's not cheap, but we do like excursions and we do like to have experiences when we travel, so
That's why we travel.
that's just the cost of it.
And we always like to try the specialty restaurants. The Viva has 5, and we prepaid before the cruise, which was $108 for La Bistro and Carnegie Steakhouse. We paid $108 for the specialty restaurants, of which we tried La Bistro and Carnegie Steakhouse.
Yeah, and don't forget they do actually charge you some upgrades if you want to have some nicer meals there. So it wasn't a total in of $108, but kind of seemed like it. We didn't pick the upgrades. So in summary, here is what we actually spent. The room rate, gratuities, and all drinks were $3,402. The specialty dining was $108, and our excursions came to $1,663, bringing our grand total all-in amount to $5,104 for 7 nights. That became $364 per night per person. And again, remember, the drink packages can run that much. So with all your meals and everything and all the excursions and everything we did, it was expensive, but you know, it was worth it. It was a
They had
nice
a lot to
cruise.
offer.
Yeah, you got a lot. So that came to $364 per night per person. And when you think about the drinks being $89 or $69 if we did it a la carte, and if you think about all the excursions that we went on and everything, I think we got a lot for the money that we spent. There was a lot to do there. There were a lot of things going on.
Which for me gives a good value.
Right. So for a great experience, for all food, for all excursions on the Norwegian Viva, our total cost was about $5,000. And that's just so you know how much you're really going to spend on a cruise.
Don't forget, subscribe and ring that bell for further updates.
Because we're going to tell you what all of our cruises cost this entire year and compare them based on the prices, the number of nights, and what we got for that money. So.